So greetings and welcome to another segment of Wild Treasures of an Outdoorsman. My name is Peter Updike, and I got a question on YouTube about my deer buggy. Somebody wants to build them a deer buggy, and they wanted to know the ins and outs and the details over the deer buggy. So today, this is we do hunting and fishing and all things connected. This is going to be a connected video. I thought I would show you my deer buggy today. If you deer hunt on Florida public land, or any public land for that matter, there are a lot of places you're not allowed to take a vehicle. And yeah, you find access trails, fire breaks, closed roads are all doable with the deer buggy. And you can put your tree stand on it, your backpack, your lunch, all the things that you might need. And not to mention, if you kill a deer, how are you going to get it back to the truck? If you like hunting in the backcountry, there'll be places where a deer buggy will be the ticket. So I've built my own deer buggy. So I wanted to show it to you, give you the measurements so maybe you can build your own. That was the question. I've got my tree stand on here and my safety harness. And yeah, this thing has been a real asset because I don't want to kill myself hunting. And I want it to be a pleasurable experience. And yeah, if I happen to kill a deer and I'm a mile or so away from the truck, how am I going to get that deer back to the truck? I don't want to get it back to the truck and be too dead tired to get it loaded up and come home and skin it and all that. So this makes things easier, okay? You can't use it everywhere, but sometimes maybe you can cut walking distance carrying your tree stand and carrying your deer in half. That could be huge. So I use ratchet straps to put my tree stand and my deer and yeah, everything on it. And got this little handle right here, and it works really well. So okay, so let me show you the deer buggy. Let me give you the measurements that I have, because this is a pattern that works for me. So real quickly, I'm just going to pull the tree stand off. One drawback is it does make a little bit of racket if you're not careful. You got to be careful not to allow, you know, all of that, right? You got to learn to be quiet with your deer buggy, or else it'll give you away. So usually what I'll do is I'll just take the deer buggy, just take the tree stand right off of it, put it on the ground, and then I can put it in the bushes, you know. So first of all, it's made out of 16 gauge 3/4 square tubing throughout, except for the wheel assembly, which is made out of flat bar. The 3/4 16 gauge 3/4 by 3/4 16 gauge square tube for the main frame, and then the wheel structure, the axle structure, is made out of 1-inch flat bar, 3/8 of an inch thick. It's pretty heavy, and yeah, I don't want it bending over and breaking. So yeah, I use the heavy tube. And the wheels, let me get the camera off of the tripod and show this to you. These wheels are purchased at Tractor Supply. I purchased them, and they are 16-inch spoked wheels with a 5/8 axle. I think they're 1.5 wide. 1.5 wide. They work real well. So that's what I buy. I buy the spoked wheels. You can buy them online, but that is the most expensive portion of the buggy, is the wheels. And for the longest time I couldn't get any wheels, and yeah, I don't know if there's any wheels at Tractor Supply now, but I got these two there. I think you can buy them online, but you never know what you're getting, right? And it's always risky. But they have a wheel which is a rounded wheel. These are flat, and I prefer the flat wheels. So let's do some quick measurements here. The width of the buggy is approximately 20 inches, just a hair under 20 inches. The length of the buggy is 5 foot. Again, the axle has a 5/8 hole. So what I did was I bought a 5/8 bolt, and I used the bolt here to go through the wheel, and then a locking nut on the other end to secure it, because I don't want an axle going all the way across the bottom. I want this open, so if if I got to hurdle a stump or whatever, I can do that without dragging the axle over the top of it. So there is no axle that goes all the way across. This structure here is what supports the wheel. And yeah, there's a little bit of clearance. The buggy itself is about 18 inches tall. So that's what I use. And then I paint it and put camo on it, camo paint it. The handle is a 1-inch angle iron, and I angle it back like so, and I think it's 20 inches. Get it here in a minute. Yes, it's 20 inches, and then I angle it back so that I can, yeah, and it pushes just like a shopping cart. It really works quite well. And I'll show you another let me show you another aspect to it. When you come up to an obstacle, like a tree is down in your path, and you're trying to figure out, all you have to do is come up to the tree, right, and pick it up, slide it, and go. You don't have to pick up the whole buggy. You don't have to pick up the whole buggy to make the thing work, right? You just come up to the stump or the log and just pick it up, right? Push over it and go. Same thing with loading it in the back of the pickup truck. You come to the back of the pickup truck, you come to the tailgates down, right? And you can do this with your deer on the buggy. Tree stand, deer, backpack, everything strapped down on the buggy. You come up to the tailgate of the truck. Of course, the tailgate's down. And you put this right over the tailgate. And then you come down here and you just pick up like this and shove it right up into the truck. It works really, really well. There's no wrestling and fighting with the thing, trying to get your deer in the truck, and because you're by yourself, right? And yeah, so that's the deer buggy. It's a great asset, as important as anything else I have, especially if I want to walk a long way down a closed road. And yeah, it may not be a problem just toting my tree stand in my backpack, but if I kill a deer, yeah, I'm going to want to have an efficient way to get it back to the truck. I don't want to kill myself. So yeah, if you want, I'm sure there are plenty of buggies in the marketplace that you can just buy that are just as good as this one. I just built this one myself because that's kind of the way I am. I would rather build one. This is actually like the 4th or 5th one I've built. I've given a couple of them away. I've sold a few of them, and I had one stolen out of my garage. So I had the deer buggy and a tree stand strapped to the deer buggy, and somebody helped themselves to it in my garage. So lock your garage. All right, well, love you guys. That's the deer buggy. So yeah, like and subscribe if you want to. This is the Wild Treasures of an Outdoorsman YouTube channel, and my name's Peter Updike. Love you guys. See ya. Bye.